here at the moment. Because Molly and I are big fans. John Tyrrell, on the other hand...
Not into it.
Well, to be fair, we're talking about spinach, and then we went to kale and spinach and everything else. Baked eggs. Now, what we've done is done them specifically for you, and the idea is that you can actually do an egg any way you want. So, therefore, Molly, yours is a little bit more done because, of course, you're expecting.
Thank you.
And, Craig, you've got ham with yours, but you don't want ham, Molly, so you've got yours separately. But you both have cheesy toasties, little roasted tomatoes, little baked eggs, and we're going to make it really simple for everybody to do this at home. Because eggs, I think, sometimes people just get a bit scared about. Really scared about. So all we're going to need is some spinach, some cream, some eggs, and this one, a little bit of ham and some salt and pepper. And a baked egg. Now, you, Craig, was saying you made baked eggs occasionally. You
yeah, I made them on Sunday at home for my wife, but they, I do have egg issues. I get, like, you know, are they overcooked? And then I get this kind of skin on the top. It doesn't look or smell like this, that's for sure.
Well, the thing is about eggs is that everybody likes them their own little way. And for me, this is why this works really, really easily. A little bit of cream in a pan and just bring it to the boil, like a hot pan. Add to it spinach, and what happens with young spinach like this, if you watched it, is it wilts down really, really quickly. So we've got a basin that's hot straight away, but there's this sort of language that goes with eggs, isn't there? There's sort of, you know, there's hard, skin on it, snotty. You know, there's sort of the words that aren't good for descriptive. So somehow I think we're going to change them a little bit. And I think, you know, things like if your eggs are a bit waxy, if you like them waxy, then that's fine. You can sort of, you know, they're a little bit harder, that's fine. But I think for this, what you do is just make sure that you cook them any way you want. And they go on the stove first and then into the oven. So to put your spinach in with your cream, season it a little bit of pepper and a bit of salt. And people might go out these days to go to posh restaurants, have brunches, and they get shakshuka, which is just tomato sauce, which is spiced. Have huevos rancheros, which is just beans and tomatoes with eggs in it, done exactly the same way. So you can make it any way you want. Just do this. You take the eggs and if you use your egg as a bottom bit, so you get a little hole, and then you just open the egg up and drop it in, and you're going to put 4 into this pan. And you guys got little individual ones, which just make it a little bit easier.
That's not for the eggs' purpose. You're literally just making a little hole for the egg, is that?
I'm just making a little... Just all I'm doing is just taking that, so I'm making a little hole in the pan where the spinach was, so actually the egg gets to the bottom. So one of the things you were saying about your egg getting a crust on it is you're trying to cook the white, and the thing is the white won't cook all the way through if it's got too much liquid. It needs to sit on the bottom of the pan, so that's why you put that little there, and then, when you do it, bring the pan up to the boil. So if you bring the pan up to the boil, the egg starts to cook that little bit more, and it doesn't dry out in the oven. And it's only going to take 2 minutes in the oven when it's cooking.
Oh, right. That's the secret.
So that's going to start to go. There it is. Spinach, cream, 4 eggs in there. That's wonderful. You've got 1 egg each, because 1 egg is enough. That's French for anyone who doesn't know.
I like it.
Toasted sandwiches. I know that everybody knows how to make a toasted sandwich. Please eat away if you want to. Toasted sandwich if you like. I've got some different types of cheese here. Right. Buttered a sandwich. I put butter on the inside first and foremost. Yeah. Then some cheese goes inside. To mine, I'm going to add some mustard. A little bit of mustard in there, and maybe some ketchup, because we all like a little bit of ketchup on our sandwiches. Now, here's the secret. How do you get a crispy toasted sandwich? Because you go to sandwich shop, how do you make it crispy? Here's the secret. You take mayonnaise, and you put mayonnaise on the outside of the sandwich.
What?
OK.
Yeah.
That's very controversial, John.
Right.
Really controversial. Yeah. Mayonnaise got oil in it. Okay. Then you use a dry pan. And what happens is the mixture of the oil and the egg and everything else means your outside of your sandwich will go lovely and crispy. So in you go. That goes in there and it starts to cook.
This cheese toasty, yum, yum.
So good. And the spinach is a joke. It's so good. So it's really good. I mean that in a nice way, by the way.
It's an Irish joke.
I think it is.
You're having a crack, which is something completely different from what I used to know in Australia, which is very, very different indeed. Once the eggs are done and they come up to the boil like that, you can see the white are just starting to take and start to cook. That goes into the oven. I'm going to swap one out. So I've got one in here. And then what happens is that then the egg's done, so you've got this sort of lovely group of 4 lovely eggs in there. That one pops in the oven. And if, of course, if you want them to be cooked a little bit more, you can just cook them a bit more. Grated cheese across the top, whatever you want with them, that's all right. Cook your toasted sandwich. Once your sandwich is done, then all you do is you take your whole toasted sandwich and you cut it into your little fingers. Take the edge off which is really important if you're a parent when you've got children, because that's the only bit you're ever going to get to eat. When your children grow up, you're going to find this out, Molly. What happens
there's
is
so much to love.
you get all the scrappy bits and they get the good bits. Cut in some fingers.
Do you
There
need
we
a
go.
fancy pan, by the way, or can you use a normal frying pan?
You can use any pan you want, use any pan at all, and you can use a little cocotte dish, you can use a large frying pan, a small frying pan, or even a little posh little copper pot like you've got just there. Away you go. A bit of tomato ketchup on the side, because we all like ketchup. And there we go.
That's like a toasted sandwich I've never tasted before.
Beautiful, so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Absolute pleasure.
Oh, loved it.
Go on.
It's amazing. I would literally eat that all day.
But the good thing is you've got
Every day.
your toast, you've got your cheese, you've got your eggs, you've got your spinach, you've got 5 a day.
Happy life.
Really have.
Thanks,
There we are.
John.
Perfect.
Thank you. For more details of today's recipe and loads of ideas from our chefs, download the free This Morning app.